Well, it's very obvious with their performances over the previous years that they have been the key players for this team. But in any career, there are moments which obviously are not as high as some of the moments in the career are. And at low points in your career, when you are not performing, when you're not meeting the expectations, then you have to face such patches of time where things don't go well for you. And I think it's that sort of a thing for them. And they both just need to learn. They need to just go back to the drawing board, which is the domestic cricket or whichever cricket that they play. And they just need to be fit enough, get better, in good shape, because they'll have time on their hand, and then keep playing and keep performing, because Pakistan cricket is an open door. Nobody is a permanent player over here. And the current uh, you see the situation of the team, any format you see, there's always places to be had. So I don't think it's too much of a problem for both of them. It's just that how they're responding to the current situation. And obviously social media is such a thing that if it you get too much into it, it can get to you. And probably I think that is one of the reasons that has added to their struggles. Well, obviously, his current form hasn't been as people expect from him. He hasn't scored many runs. He hasn't won us many games. And despite other countries, the top cricketing nations, they trust in their best players and they carry them through thick and thin. But in Pakistan, we just move in a different direction. We often seem to let people go when they need to be held closer. And that is where we've, let so many players not reach their optimum levels in their career. And but that's not only the suffering for a player, that's the suffering for Pakistan cricket actually. But we just never seem to learn, never seem to understand how players like him are handled around the world. So what we are good at is bringing people down from what they could have been. And it's been a long history. Babar Azam is not the first one. So I guess he needs to learn from the history. Not many people will learn, but obviously him being the player should learn. And the faster he does that, uh, the better for him, because he'll then start to train hard, he'll start to work hard, he'll start to score big. He eventually will try to, and if he starts to score big, he will come back, and then the good days will come back. It happens in every career. It's just how quickly you understand. Well, they need to evolve with time. And yes, so many people talk about their strike rate. So many people talk about their scoring options, and they've been on the slower side. And as a consequence of them occupying the crease, the other boys who are in the team haven't had much of a chance to bat and express themselves. And that is where the story has developed, and it has been flaring up because so many people have been talking about it. But I think otherwise. I think it is due in any career where you at times because you start living in that zone where you think that what you have is enough, and there's always room for betterment. And I think that is what they need to realize. They need to sit with capable people who have done things like that. The irony is that people around them, people trying to teach them what to do, have never done anything of the sort that the boys have already done. So they have no experience to guide somebody. We are probably the only nation having a former domestic fast bowler as a batting coach of the national side. So it is, very strange. And something of the sort hasn't been, seen happen anywhere in the world. So, but we are known to, do things which others can only imagine, and we are on it. And I think Babar's stature, the amount of runs he scored, like you just mentioned, he's been the Pakistan's best player. Not only Pakistan's, he's topped world number one charts for 3 years. So a person, he just needs to think in some time, which is he either alone with himself or either with somebody who has played as much cricket, or maybe he who has been a top-notch player who's faced different pressures in life and has come out of them. And that is where the real guidance might lie for him. Or maybe somebody who is close to him but has some sort of an intellect. Because what I see around him is I don't think that people who are happy to have a good 2 or 3 pictures with you or a short video and make a name of for themselves because of that, I don't think they can be the guiding sources. Well, I don't know what brings Indians to such a superiority complex that they have. Uh, Pakistan has been a far superior side for decades, and India kept on winning the World Cup games, and Pakistan kept on winning whatever the rest of cricket was, whether it be the Asia Cup, the Sharjah Cups, anywhere else in the world. Pakistan had won more games, and probably even as the record stands till today, Pakistan has won more games. So highs and lows are part of any sport, and for countries, especially which are not as organized as you would like to be, and Pakistan certainly being one of them who tops the list of being unorganized, this is something which is due over time. So I think it doesn't come across as a surprise to me or to any Pakistani who has a thinking brain on his head. And for the Indians, they can think whatever they want to. Who can stop them? But it's just that Pakistan can provide a shocker to them as well, which I don't say Pakistan start as favorites or close to even it, but Pakistan still can surprise. And the boys that we have are, you know, it's not the time to criticize them. They are what they are, and I think there are lots of youngsters in the team, and because we do not have a very organized pathway, and our game awareness lacks because the environment we bring these boys up through is not ideal. It is not where they can learn the nitty gritties of the game, and that is why when we arrive at the top level, we have our issues comparing to the other teams. It's like we have come out of a lower grade and just gone into a university. That can be the appearance of our few players, but it's our system, it's not the boys. Well, there's a lot of promise in Pakistan youngsters. Um, Fakhar Zaman is a proven entity. He is a match winner on his day. It doesn't matter who is playing against. And Saim Ayub is somebody who has promised a lot more than he has delivered. So I would love to see him, play to his potential, and he can win you a game against any opposition. And then there are other boys in the middle. Salman Agha, the captain, he is been spoken about a lot. So many people think that he's doesn't fit in the side. He's there as a captain, but he's somebody who doesn't belong to this format. So he sometimes players need these kinds of things going around to just get them ultra motivated, and I think that is what he should use this criticism as, because he has talent, and he's there on the basis of that, and that is what he needs to believe, whether people think otherwise or not. And I think belief would be very important for the boys. And also I would like to see the playing 11s getting selected according to the conditions that are at hand. So many times in the recent series, we have seen that our new coach, he believes in, just predetermining what 11 would play, who will play which game. This is something which is very situational, conditional, strategic. You have to see the pitch, you have to know the opposition, you must know what works on the day, how good somebody is feeling, what your informed players are, because that counts a lot. And at times you get the feeling with Hassan that he just doesn't take the account of all that. And that is where I think he has surprised me, because I've heard a lot of good things about him. But his certain decisions along these 3, 4 series that he has played with the Pakistan team, that he's been in charge, there are very few very questionable decisions. I think they're pretty much there. Had I been the selector, I would have, approached this team differently in a manner that it's a way to have your best players around you. And so far, what I've seen is that all our sports staff, our head coach, and so many other people who are holding key positions, they want Babar to play as if Babar is a power hitter. Well, he's not. Uh, let's come to a conclusion. He's not a Joss Butler. He is not a Glenn Maxwell, and he is not a Surya Kumar Yadav. And all those three are not Babar Azam, or not, neither they are Joe Roots. So this is something that we need to understand, that we are trying to transform him into something which he's not going to become, but as a result, he's going to lose what he is. And I think that is where we need to be responsible and think accordingly.